One thing I've never done in my career in the car business is do auto body repair. With us leaving town and Caitlin buying a couple vehicles that had some interesting repairs, I'm gonna have to repair them myself so that way we can turn a profit. I'm also gonna do something I've never done before, and that is find a donor vehicle to use the parts off of that to repair them for the least amount of money. Because after all, we are a business and we do need to turn a profit, and I don't wanna do it cheap. You guys know me, I'm crazy analytical. We wanna do it the right way. But we definitely do need to make some profit. So therefore, I hope I can get some free labor from Mrs. Chevy Dude.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, are you kidding me? So I'm gonna first start and get the thin dent taken care of on the CR-V. And yes, the red GMC is here from the last video. We are fighting over this car right now, so we'll have to update you in the next video. This is not going well. All right, well, I'm gonna start fixing Caitlin's thin dent here, as she calls it. We have exact already painted body colored. It looks like it matches really good, which is helpful. And I put the test meter on it. It's not been repainted, it's factory paint, which is super nice off of our donor car. And the awesome thing that I love about having this is I know exactly where all the bolts are, so I don't have to guess, and I don't have to watch a YouTube video about it. So what's really interesting is this is not a bolt right here. This is like a clip that you take off, and it's really odd. And then all the trim piece down here. So this shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll find out. All right, we got our trim piece off. We got our mud flap off already. So going smooth, very smooth. I like smoothness. We gotta take this guy off right here. And generally speaking, cars are all clips, right? Some screws here and there, but it's generally speaking just all clips. So you got these nice pry tools, pop in there, and just like that, you do it smoothly and softly. Everything just pops right off of a car. It's literally that simple, which I'm really shocked at a Honda not using a lot of bolts. They're using a lot of plastic fasteners, which in my mind, I think is kind of like cheap, right? It cheapens it. So I don't know. All right, we just got one little bolt to take out of here. I think it's gonna come off. I think, oh, there we go. Oh, I gotta get this part down here. Nope, we got that. We got one more. Oh, we got one more spot down here. Oh, right there. One more thing down here. I told you, a lot of plastic clips. Really shocked with Honda using so many plastic clips. If GM had plastic clips like this, everybody would like trash GM more than they already do. Oh, it's just plastic clips, typical GM junk, blah blah blah. There's hardly any bolts on this fender. Like, I replaced a fender on the Equinox, it was all bolts, no plastic clips. All right, do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it? No, I don't. What's up here still? Is there a bolt? Oh, one more 10mm bolt. Uh-oh, there we go, we got it. Do we have it? Yet again, plastic clip. Whew. There we go, it's off. All right, how do I get this in here? Like this first, maybe? Bring this in like so. Then bring this side in, drops down. That's lining up perfect there. We'll get that in there. There we go. Just a couple bolts. Think that'll work. Close it, get it bolted back up. We'll be good to go. I don't need no mechanic to help me. Here, I thought I was done. I was pretty much all the way done, and so we just have the trim to put up. I've got this trim all put back. I got the light back. Everything is done, right? So I get to this part. I know there's a screw here, and I already had a screw in here. And I'm like, wait a second, what did this screw hold in? I was like, there's something there. And I'm thinking, there's got to be something with this bumper. It's coming out way too easy, right? And that's when I looked down here, and I see that part on the one that came off the vehicle over there on the clips. This one that was on there is actually broke, so I'll have to take this back apart and fix it. All right, and there we go. It is all done. Look at that beautiful front fender and that beautiful rich Hey, people say I owe you a kiss, by the way, from the when you fixed the Toyota.
Let's pass on that.
No, I owe you. I got you.
We're gonna have to drink some Bud Light.
But no, that looks absolutely awesome. So Rich is now gonna go do his 172-point inspection on it. And then I'm gonna show you something else that we bought, because this was not bought as described. All right, so our next project is this Honda Pilot. We bought it off auction, and we had a pre-purchase inspection done on it. And a couple of pictures were a little goofy. They didn't tell us some stuff. So we're gonna have to change out some things to make it sellable. And the very first thing is, oh yeah, all that rust right there. We were not told about this. So we are going to be fixing that properly. And then the other thing we had rust on that we were not told on was down here. So you can see that is all nicely rusted out down there. It's also rusted out over here as well. And that's the only areas. Only areas is those two areas. So we'll be able to fix these with no problem. And just like with the fender to the CR-V, we have gotten the lift gate and the door from my friend Tony with Bessler's Auto Parts. Voila. All right, and there we go. This looks really, really good. So I only see a small dent down here, as Caitlin would say, a thin dent. But outside that, it looks good. And the cool thing about it is this has got a backup camera. This is coming off of a Pilot EXL. That backup camera is not working. So I'm hoping that we'll put this on here, that the backup camera now will work. So we'll see how that works. And looking back here, there's only a couple bolts that we're gonna have to change out. These two bolts up here, and then coming to the other side, two bolts over here somewhere as well. And so it should be pretty simple. Oh, these two bolts up here. It's these two bolts up here and these two bolts up there. So it should be pretty simple to do. Just a big door. And so we're gonna head over there and look at that one and see what we see on there, because we got power lift gate and stuff like that we gotta worry about too. Okay, so I see one little discrepancy. It's not a big deal. Kind of thought about this too, is this one does not have actually power liftgate button, which is really weird. It does have the backup camera, and all of this looks good up here, no issues there. All that looks good. That's the wiring harness, and like I said, just a couple bolts up here, undo these gas shocks, and we're good to go. This one here, however, has a power liftgate door. So what we're gonna do is we'll change out those pieces, so that way someone doesn't think there's something wrong or something broken. So I bet this piece right here will just come off, and I can flip that over. So the first thing I'm gonna do on this is start taking all the wires off, and I'm gonna check the connecting harnesses, because I'm glad I did. We have 3 connectors here and only have 2 on the donor door. So I'm hoping that we can just take out the wiring harness down here and replace it. I don't know. I've never done this before. I have not watched the YouTube video on this. I'm sure if the YouTube video is out there, it only takes 3 minutes, so I should have this done in 2.5 minutes. So a little bit more work on this than what I thought, because basically what I'm gonna have to do now is change out the wiring harness, take all the wiring harness off the donor one and switch it with the wiring harness on the one we're gonna be selling, because it is 2 different styles of doors, power up and down versus not. And I also have to take out the motor on the bottom as well, because this is a power motor and that one's not. Relatively simple, except for I've never done this before. So we'll see what happens. All right, good to go. And just like that, I believe this is the last part of that harness off of the donor. Yes, I have it all off. Very impressed with myself. I gotta say that when Rich told me that I was gonna have to take this whole wiring harness off, I was a little intimidated. I've never done this before. It looks simple. I feel that it's simple, but I also have a history of saying, oh, it'll take 10 minutes and I'm working on it for 10 hours. So it went fairly smooth. So now we have to take it off of the car and put it over here, and we should be good to go. I took a lot of pictures, so hopefully I don't have to use those pictures. And with this last connection right here, we have it done. So now we just have to put it back up there. I forgot to hit record, but look, it's back up, and I just gotta connect the wires up here, and then we'll check everything, see what it's like. Let's okay. Hey, it works. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
That's kind of impressive.
It is, isn't it? And this works too.
Nice.
Yes.
You didn't even have to YouTube anything.
I didn't YouTube anything. I looked at it, I was like, I think I can figure this out. I'm gonna give myself one of these. So one last thing I wanted to share with you on here is the inside of this door. So you can see that that is completely rusted through the door. So we did this the proper way. So we had three options when we got this car, as it was not described to us. One, we could have just sent it right back through auction and been done with it, never sold it again. Two, I could have sanded that down, painted it for $200, but in 6 months, especially with the winter coming up, that rust would have came right back through and it made me look bad. And three, this was our third option of replacing this out. So there's nothing wrong with that door. It's perfectly fine. And we'll be able to sell this hopefully for a profit real soon. And we'll find out if we can. Okay, so one thing I haven't told you, and you can kind of see Rich down here working maybe with the sun and stuff like that. We bought this vehicle and the backup camera was not working. So Rich is in here fiddling with wires because that's what he's really good at. One of the things he's really good at. And so now the time to tell is to see if the backup camera works. Now this was just showing blue, so the time will tell. Reverse. Hey, look at that. This is awesome. This is fun. I love this. So in order to get this door off, technically speaking, we have to take the front fender off because there's 4 bolts. One's about right here, one's about right here, down here, down here. However, I'm going to attempt to just take the front wheel off and see if I can get in there through the wheel well liner. And that's gonna save me a whole lot of time. The only issue that I have when I do things in confined spots is I've got big hands, so that's always a problem. So I'm in a dilemma. Do I take the whole fender off like you're supposed to, or can I cheat and take just the wheel liner off and do it that way? Pretty much have this all done. Just got one hidden bolt, styrofoam back here, so that come out with no problem. I think I can get, oh my God, I can get all of these bolts. I'm not even gonna take that off, I don't have to. And actually what I'm gonna do, now that I have this open, see, I was gonna take these bolts out right here, but ultimately I'm gonna take these out right here because these are straight on right there. So I don't have to like get in there and try to torque them down or whatever. I can just use my drill and zip, 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 and be done with it. So unlike the lift gate, I'm hoping that these wiring harnesses are exactly the same. So we'll see about that as well. All right, the top is on my now, I think, and here comes the bottom. There you go. 1 second, let me get this bolt. Good.
We didn't need another person.
You don't think?
All we would have had to do is latch the door.
I'll supervise.
You got the small hands, so.
That should be pretty dead on.
It is, goddamn. That was so much fun.
How many dummies does it take to put a door on?
All we needed was a woman to come tell us how to do it.
Right?
Exactly. Good job, boys.
Look at that.
Perfect. Even comes with a free pinstripe. All right, that's all back in, and Grant made a very valid point. I don't know if it was on camera or off camera, but we should check to make sure the window regulator works on this new door panel. God knows we don't want to put this thing all back together and then all of a sudden the window regulator's not working. So now what I need to do is change out the door handle because we want to make sure that lock cylinder is exactly the lock cylinder that works on that one. This one's not painted, that one is. So we'll change those out. This is going really, really simple. I like simple. This is good. Never done this before either. So all sorts of fun things in this video. Love it. So a little bit of a dilemma. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a big deal. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see if this works. But I didn't roll this window up. And now we have no power. So I'm not sure if I can get this window to go up or not. I can by taking a couple bolts off, but I'm not sure if I can get to those bolts.
No, that ain't gonna do it.
Nope.
You gotta get that right there.
Yeah.
And
That one right here.
yep.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
Yep.
So big hands are a help here and a hindrance here. I got my fingers all the way down there and I'm barely touching the end of the screw, but I can't get my whole hand in there. So kind of a help and a hindrance. Done. Perfect. And just like that, we have the lockout that we can transfer over this so that the customer, if they ever lock their keys in the car or their battery goes dead and their key fob, that down the road that they're, you know, they can use their regular key and open that up. All right, with this 10mm tighten back up there, that looks all right. So now we just gotta get the panel back on, and I think we're good. It closes with no problem. It's unlocked. I don't like that. Uh-oh. Ooh, that's a little sticky. I don't like that. We might have to do a redo on that. All right, I think one little itty bitty thing. So up top here, you can kind of see that little plastic thing that's not on the metal. I think that is the reason. So I'm gonna put that down and see if that works. So now let's see if this works or not. Yes. It's crazy what that little itty bitty plastic thing can do. And I think this right here is it, guys. I really do. I think we're done. This is simply amazing. I can't believe I did this outside of the guys helping me put the door on all by myself. And no YouTube videos either. That's pretty interesting. This is the mirror connector, and I was putting it somewhere else where it shouldn't be. There we go. Now it works perfect. Lock it in. This is the speaker. Lock it in. Go like that. Goes above that. Voila. Window works. Locks work. That comes on. Unlock it. There you go. I'm for hire for $300 an hour. I'll do any work for you that you want. $300 an hour. With that all done, we're not all done. So I still have something to do here just for good customer service. By no means am I obligated to do this, but I'm doing it. It's a young person that we sold this Jeep Cherokee to, and he called because his radio is doing goofy things, right? And then he immediately throws it back to us and says, well, I'm within my 90 days so I can bring it back. And I'm like, 90 days? What? Like, what? So we're just gonna do some goodwill work for them, and we're gonna fix this device. So when I shut this off, you can kind of see how it's delaminating right there. And when he plugs his phone in, it just starts like just going berserko, right? See, it's doing all that right there. So it just does goofy things. See how it's moving like that? So that's a very common delaminating issue. And with this particular vehicle, we don't have to replace the whole radio. We can replace just the screen. So I'm gonna replace the screen for him. Something I've never done either. But I watched the YouTube video on this one, so it should go pretty smooth. See, literally the radio is this easy to get out, and you might be able to see that delaminating. There we go, like just like that. You can see that a little bit better on there. It just causes crazy things to do, and allegedly you just undo these couple little things right here. Oh, there's a couple more right here too. There we go, that comes off. I thought there were screws on this. Oh yeah, long screws in there. So that's what holds the screen itself on. And so now, just like this, oh, one more screw right here. There we go. Voila. Just two little ribbon cables, and there we go. So let me go get the other screen. That's not good. This has got two. This has got two. Oh wait, does this? Whew. All right. Whew. That scared me there for a second. Put that bad boy on there, clamp those down. And I'm gonna go test this before I put these screws in to make sure that it works. Yellow. Yes, look at that. Heck Yeah, isn't that awesome? Love it. And now that that is all done, that means this vlog is done. So let me guys know what you think. If you want to see me fixing more things like this, put it down in the comments section below.